Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Game number 2, day number 1 of the World Series, the 15U Dixie Baseball World Series here on JockJive Sports. Opening game at Eagle Stadium was a victory that belonged to Wiregrass Cards. First pitch, Parker Coley into left field. Alex Scarborough delivers, but Parker Coley pounces on it and sends it into left field, and this game is underway. We are on a fast track, trying to get all games in today, 6 total, and the typical amount of time taken in between innings and in between ball games not happening today. They are moving this game up from a tempo perspective. Curtis, first pitch, error by Stevenson, it's short. And a couple of Monroe, Louisiana All-Stars aboard, one because of a hit, the other because of an error. Well, let's get those lineups set for you. Monroe is the visiting squad, decked out in the red, white, and blue. Parker Coley batting in the 1 spot, now at second. Luke Curtis, the 2 hitters, now at first. Daniel Briard is the 3 hitter. Jace Bernard batting in the 4 spot. Brian Williamson is the 5 guy. Balin Sorensen batting in the 6 spot. Aiden Harris hits 7th. Brendan Searles is the 8 hitter, and Grant Mangrum hits 9th. Alex Scarborough on the hill for West Georgia. Jalik DeMar is behind the plate. Kyle McFadden at first. Second baseman is Jacob Walker. Throw goes to second, and Coley's back safely. Austin Stevenson at shortstop. Third baseman Greg Johansson. Outfield has Talon Hutchinson in left. Josiah Purnell is the center fielder, and Alex Serra in right. Fouled out of play by Briard. And that noise
that's part of the experience.
Hitting the tin roof here above Eagle Stadium. Historic Eagle Stadium, built in the 40s, but baseball has been played here for a very long time. Since the turn of the other century, not the turn of the last century. Count even in 1 on Briard. Jace Bernard to the on-deck circle. That's fouled away. 6 games today here, and also opening ceremonies here. 6 tomorrow, 6 Saturday, and then a 3-game Sunday slate as we get into bracket play and wrap up pool play. Actually, the last game on Saturday is bracket play as well. Fouled away by Briard. Well, I think they put Briard and Bernard back-to-back in the order just to throw off announcers. Briard with Bernard to follow. Coley's at second. Curtis, the base runner, at first. As we get this one underway right about on time. Floated in the direction of left field. Hutchinson, it's over his head. Hutchinson will try to track it down, while Coley will come in and score. Curtis will come in and score. Briard with a double that drives in 2.
Now batting the left fielder, number 32, Jace Bernard.
And Monroe with a 2-zip advantage. Jace Bernard coming to the plate. Brian Williamson to the on-deck circle. And Monroe quickly hopping on the West Georgia squad. Swing and a miss by Bernard. Of course, butterflies to begin with. Scarborough working to settle down here in the top part of the first. I see that baseball in Sebring has wrapped up. That's where Mike Rideout had the AAA Florida State Championship today, and San Antonio has won it, beating Hardy 11-1 in 4 innings. So San Antonio will advance to play in the World Series in Lumberton, North Carolina in about 2 weeks. Swing, a miss, count runs full on Bernard. Brian Williamson on deck. It's a good-looking start to the day. Weatherman continues to push back the threat of rain. That's good. Yesterday there was a call for rain at 8 a.m. Now there's a call for rain at 4 p.m. Sure would be nice if we could get the opening day in with no weather-related delays or really any delays at all. Foul back again by Bernard. Briard at second, Bernard batting, Williamson to the on-deck circle. Well, I guess this part of the order where Monroe is concerned could be the killer bees. Briard, Bernard, Breyer, and Balin. Popped up to second by Bernard, and there the catch is made by Jacob Walker.
Now batting the first baseman, number 33, Breyer Williamson.
One gone for Breyer Williamson. Balin Sorensen moves to the on-deck circle. Scarborough with a look to Briard. There's a base hit for Williamson. And runners at first and third after the third base hit of the first inning for Monroe.
Now batting the catcher, number 4, Balin Sorensen.
Balin Sorensen with Aiden Harris moving to the on-deck circle. Monroe already with a couple of runs in, have a couple of runners on. One down, top of the first. It's supposed to get into the lower 90s today. To be exact, 90. 86 currently. Feels like 94. Humidity is 65%. Winds out of the west-northwest at 2. Visibility is 10. The UV index is 6. Shot towards center field. And Purnell will catch up with it. Tagging from third is Briard. And Sorensen with a sac fly to center field makes it a 3-zip Monroe lead.
Now batting third baseman, number 24, Aiden Harris.
Aiden Harris to the plate. And now a 3-zip contest with 2 gone. Brendan Searles moving to the on-deck circle. Scarborough trying to get out of the inning with no more damage done. Georgia and Louisiana battling in the World Series. Lots of games. Games played here, games played at Wallace Community College, about 15, 20 miles down the road in Dothan. Harris popping it up in the direction of left. Onto the grass goes shortstop Stevenson. He will make the catch, and Harris is out, number 3. 3-run score, though. Monroe taking a 3-zip lead into the bottom part of the inning here on JockJive Sports. We enter the bottom of the first. West Georgia coming to bat. Alex Scarborough leading things off. Alex Serra, Austin Stevenson, all to follow. Let's take a look at that order. Obviously, Scarborough hits first. Sierra bats second and Stevenson third. The four-hitter is Jalik DeMar. Talon Hutchinson in the 5 spot. Kyle McFadden hits sixth. Josiah Purnell is the 7-hitter. Jacob Walker in the 8 spot. Greg Johansson will hit 9th. Jacob White on the hill for Monroe. Behind the plate, Balin Sorensen. The first baseman is Briar Williamson. Luke Curtis at second. Shortstop Grant Mangrum. Count runs to 3-1 on Scarborough. Aiden Harris is at third. The outfield has Jace Bernard in left. Parker Coley in center. It is hit to third, and then the mistake committed by Harris allows Scarborough to get on.
Now batting for right fielder, number 21, Alex Serra.
So an E6 responsible for the base runner at first. Alex Serra coming to the plate. And in right field for Monroe, Brennan Searles. There's your offense, there is your defense. Bottom of the first, second game of the day. Throw to first, and Scarborough able to get back safely. West Georgia and Monroe. Duck Dynasty country. Duck Commander, I think, or Duck Command, is that what they call the spot where they make all those duck calls? Another throw over to first, and Scarborough able to get back safely. And don't forget, you can download games, swing and a miss. Of course, you can watch the archive version of the games on our YouTube channel or on the website, but you can also download, or at least have those downloads sent to you. Email info@jockjive.com, INFO, info@jockjive.com. $5 per game, and we'll have them shipped your direction. Just tell us what games you want. 0-1 pitch to Sierra. In the strike zone, and it's 0-2. Austin Stevenson to the on-deck circle. Scarborough, the base runner, at first. There is a 1 hour, 50-minute time limit. It's got some contingencies, though. You don't just stop the game with an hour 50 to play. If you're in the top part of the inning and the visitor has the lead, you go to the bottom part. If you're in the top part of the inning and they do not, you wrap it up after concluding the top part of the inning. But right at 1 hour, 50 minutes is the max per game. Preceding game exceeded the max by a little. And Sierra's going to be struck out for out number 1. One away, Austin Stevenson coming to the plate. Jalik DeMar moves to the on-deck circle.
Austin Stevenson.
On the outside part of the plate, strike 1 to Stevenson. So the prior game, which started 15 minutes early, wound up going to just a little prior to 10. And that's why this one got underway just a couple of minutes late. Rolled over towards third. Harris will field, and he fires a too-tall toss over to first. Another E5's got another base runner on. So Scarborough got on because of the error. And now Stevenson does the same.
Now batting, the catcher number 4, Jalik DeMar.
And 2 base runners on for Jalik DeMar. Talon Hutchinson to the on-deck circle. Second game of a 6-game day. Into left field, base hit. And the bases are all loaded as it's brought in by Bernard. So a couple of errors and a base hit loads it up for West Georgia.
Now batting the left fielder, number 2, Talon Hutchinson.
Talon Hutchinson, followed by Kyle McFadden here in the bottom of the first. Still to come at Eagle Stadium, Charlotte County, Virginia, and North Charleston, South Carolina. That'll happen at about noon. At 2, Calhoun, Louisiana, Greenbrier, Tennessee. 4 o'clock, Jolton, Tennessee, and Mississippi's Elite. And the nightcap has the host Ozark taking on Gonzales at 7:30. First pitch misses for ball 1. But as I mentioned, this isn't the only spot for 15U World Series action. They're playing down in Dothan. And in Dothan, the early game, last we checked, still in progress. Chester County and Havana, Florida. That's a Tennessee team and a Florida squad. 2-0 to Hutchinson. Swings, misses, 2-1. And still to come in Dothan. Taylor Rehoboth, Alabama, Mendenhall, Mississippi. DeQuincy, Louisiana, and Enterprise, Alabama. West Seminole and Cana, Virginia. West Seminole, Florida. Cana, Virginia. Another strike, and the count evens at 2 on Hutchinson. Bases loaded, bottom of the first. Jacob White pitching. And gets the inside part of the plate for strike 3. Two gone, Kyle McFadden coming to the plate. Pool play today, tomorrow, and most of Saturday. Bracket play starting with the 6 o'clock game on Saturday. Games every 2 hours, except today, and that's to accommodate opening ceremonies, which take place around 6 p.m. Here's the 1-0 offering to McFadden. It's wide, 2-0. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the first, a 3-zip Monroe lead. But West Georgia threatening to take a big bite out of that advantage in the bottom part of the inning. However, there's 2 gone. It is hit right to shortstop Grant Mancook. Reaches up, plucks it. 3 are left on. Nobody scores in the bottom of the first. Monroe coming to bat in the bottom part of the inning here on JockJive Sports.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Ozark, a quaint southern town in southeast Alabama, home of Fort Rucker, the world's largest helicopter training facility, and the Army Aviation Museum. While you're in Ozark, enjoy unique shopping and dining. Visit our beautifully manicured downtown square, home of Claybank Jamboree and the Ozark Crawdad and Music Festival. Relax at Ed Lisenby Lake with its excellent fishing and 3-mile walking and birding trail. But no baseball enthusiast can leave Ozark without visiting historic Eagle Stadium, built in 1946. Come enjoy Ozark.
Wherever life takes you, remember all roads lead to Econo Lodge. We make travel easy. Econo Lodge, easy stop on the road.
Top of the second, near the bottom of the order, Brennan Searles leading things off. Grant Mangrum and Parker Coley will follow. Monroe plating 3 runs in the top part of the inning. West Georgia loading things up in the bottom part, but not able to bring anybody in. And it's a 3-zip. Monroe, Louisiana lead.
Brennan Searles.
Brennan Searles coming to the plate. Grant Mangrum to follow. And we will keep an eye on that clock and let you know when we get potentially near the end of the game. It is popped up by Searles over towards third. Backing up and making the catch there is Greg Johansson.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 1.
One away, Grant Mangrum next. Few clouds drifting in, nothing that looks particularly ominous. Matter of fact, may be pleasant for the fans, giving them a bit of a break from the sun. First pitch to Mangrum misses. We go back to the top of the order next. Parker Coley to the on-deck circle. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Scarborough. On the corner to even the count up. One away, nobody aboard in the second. 7 innings unless somebody's got a really big lead or there's no lead. Really big lead, might have a mercy rule implemented. No lead, we might go extras. Fouled away by Mangrum, 1-2. Still plenty, and I do mean tons of baseball, despite the fact we've probably already this summer broadcast about 100 games. Still got a ton more to go. 1-2 offering. That missed, but barely in the count evens. Got the rest of this one. Got the AA World Series in Lumberton, North Carolina for Dixie Youth Baseball starting next weekend. 2-2 pitch inside. Got Dixie Baseball pre-majors Final Four in Chipley near the end of the month. Go to Branson, Missouri, do some baseball there. First week in August. Payoff pitch. Popped up in the direction of right field. Sierra went back initially, then tries to make the diving catch. Can't come up with it, and Mangrum will slide into second with a double.
Now batting, number 15, Parker Coley.
Back to the top of the order, Parker Coley next. Coley with a single and a run scored in the first, batting again here in the second. Well, Sierra initially took a step back and then had to try to run up and make the diving catch of that popper from Mangrum. Winds up dropping in. That is shot towards left field. That is over Hutchinson's head all the way to the wall and left. Mangrum in to score. Coley motors his way to third. He's there with a triple. Once Coley smacked it, he never looked back. Winds up at third.
Now batting, number 5, Luke Curtis.
And Monroe will plate their 4th run of the game. As Luke Curtis comes to the plate, he reached on an error and scored a run in the first. Batting here in the second, Daniel Briard moving to the on-deck circle. Scarborough's pitch just a little bit high, a little inside. Monroe with 3 runs in the first, gets a run in the second, has a runner at third, and that's hit to Hutchinson in left field. Going to short hop on him. In from third comes Coley, and it's an RBI Luke Curtis single.
Now batting, number 16, Daniel Briard.
So another run plates, another runner on. Over at first, you've got Curtis for Daniel Briard. Jace Bernard moving to the on-deck circle. Scarborough's pitch inside. Curtis takes off. He'll be in with a stolen base at second. Well, I was mentioning all the baseball still to come, but there's also some basketball next weekend. We'll be in Atlanta for the NJCAA Women's Basketball All-Star Weekend. A couple of games next Saturday and a couple of games on the Sunday there at Georgia State University, and we'll have the coverage for you. Well, they had to remove some of the gold from around the neck of Curtis. He had that Mr. T starter kit going. And they pick up some of the jewelry, and apparently Coach dropped some of the other. And now looking for gold. Might have to get one of those, electronic things out to see if you can find any gold on the base pad. And now the coaches will be talking with umpires. And I think that's just to make sure that all the other youngsters that are in the dugout get the gold off before stepping onto the diamond. Well, I can say I've never been to a baseball game where they've mined for gold, but that's what they're doing over at third. Looking for a little Charlie's reminding me of, no, I don't remember that happening. Maybe I wasn't here when apparently they had a necklace break at a prior event and they were picking up the pieces. And now that I think about it, that would be a great country song. Picking up the pieces of my broken heart on the baseball diamond. There's a rip into left field from Briard. And it's bobbled in left by Hutchinson. That's going to allow Curtis to come in and score. So Briard with the base hit, driving in Curtis.
Jace Bernard.
And Jace Bernard coming to the plate with a base runner in first. That is Briard. Bernard with a fly out to second in the first. Brian Williamson to the on-deck circle. High fly ball, center field. Purnell backs up, reaches up, drops it. Trying to make the one-handed catch and dropped it. Ayers got a couple of base runners on.
Now batting, number 33, Brian Williamson.
Briar Williamson to the plate with a couple of base runners on. Valen Sorensen to the on-deck circle. That will get into left field. And then waved around is Briard. Throw coming to the plate. It won't get Briard. He will score. Bernard goes to third. And Williamson safely at first with an RBI.
Now batting, number 4, Valen Sorensen.
Runners on the corners for Valen Sorensen. Sorensen with a sac fly to center field. It came in the first. Aiden Harris to the on-deck circle. Fouled off over towards the dugout at third. Ruston, Louisiana, West Georgia. Second game of the day, 30 minutes in. Still got an hour and 20 left if you're looking at the max a game can go. And, of course, that max has got some conditions on it. Fouled off again by Sorensen. 3 runs in the first, 4 runs in the second for Monroe. Aiden Harris to the on-deck circle. And Tamar going over to retrieve some baseballs before getting back behind home plate, awaiting the pitch from Scarborough. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. And Sorensen is out, number 2.
Now batting number 24, Aiden Harris.
2 outs for Aiden Harris. Harris with a pop out to short that ended the first, trying not to end the second, has a couple of base runners on. Bernard at third, Williamson at first. Scarborough's pitch just a little bit high. Well, let's see, Virginia is here, Charlotte County, Virginia. North Charleston, South Carolina in the game coming up next. In towards right field, and I don't think anybody knew where it was. Bernard will come in and score. Williamson goes to third. And safely at first is Aiden Harris.
Now batting.
Based on the trot by Sierra and Wright, I don't think he knew where it was. And Bernard will score. Williamson to third. And the guy who started off the inning is in the box again. Stolen base before the Scarborough throw. But it was fouled off, so he'll have to go back to first. Well, a couple of times in the prior game, one team batted around. In the previous game, it was Wiregrass in their victory over Ruston, Louisiana, batted around in the third, batted around in the fifth, and came away with a 13-4 win. Throw over to first. It goes over towards the dugout and beyond. Williamson will come in. Harris will trot to third. And West Monroe takes a 9-zip lead. Searles trying not to become 2 of the 3 outs in the inning. And he won't be. Deposits it into left field.
Now batting number 1, Grant.
Harris coming in from third. Over at first is Searles. Grant Mangrum, who had a double and scored a run in the second, stepping into the box, pitches over his head. Bottom part of the second, Josiah Purnell, Jacob Walker, Greg Johansson do up the inning, another base hit. And Grant Mangrum delivering.
Now batting number 15, Parker Coley.
So a couple of base runners on. We head back to the top of the order. Parker Coley. And now it looks like Scarborough's coming out. Coach going to the hill, and the day will wrap up for Scarborough. We'll get you his numbers. Take a look at the new guy when we come back to Eagle Stadium in Ozark.
the country. Look out, he could be gone.
Pounding, you're waiting for Sergi throw, and that got it. She's been the head coach, so she's done her part of the season. And Robinson will get some much-deserved high fives over on the bench.
That was a great hit. Right here on JockJive.com.
Miller dropping in the three.
Breaking ball, high drive, right center field. Toward the triangle it goes.
Popped up over into foul territory, and Murdoch getting late. Murdoch looking for another TD toss. He's got it. Touchdown. Top of the second, Parker Coley coming to the plate will face a new guy on the hill, and it's Greg Johansson. The former third baseman becomes the new pitcher, and the former pitcher becomes the new third baseman, Alex Scarborough. Scarborough throws 43 pitches, works an inning and 2/3. No strikeouts, no walks, gives up 11 hits, and thus far 10 runs, but there are 2 on, and they are the responsibility of Scarborough. High fly ball, center field, that is another base hit. And coming in to score, both Searles and Mangrum on the Coley double.
Now batting number 5, Luke Curtis.
And that will put the final touches, I believe, on the Scarborough tenure on the bump. He will allow 12 runs. And now it is Johansson's game to pitch. Inside on Luke Curtis. Curtis reached on an error, scored a run, singled, drove in a run, and scored one, stole a base, 2. Getting his third at bat in 2 innings. Outside with a pitch from Johansson. And it is 2-0. Daniel Briard moving to the on-deck circle. The 13th at-bat in the top of the second. Pitch is high. Three and 0 to Curtis. The DH, Daniel Briard, moving to the on-deck circle. Let's see if Curtis sits on it or takes a cut. He sits on it. It's into the strike zone, 3-1. Usually they do, but just thought in this case might go after it if it's close. 3-1 pitch. Another one right where the previous one was. Here's the payoff pitch. Curtis awaits. Wow, that was close, but walk is issued to Curtis.
Now batting number 16, Daniel Briard.
Daniel Briard next. He has doubled and singled, driven in 3 runs and scored 2. Chase Bernard moving to the on-deck circle. Fouled back, 0-1. Bottom of the second, Pernell Walker and Johansson coming to the plate for West Georgia. Your next Eagle Stadium game slated for a noontime start. Just a little bit outside, and the count evens 1 each. Somebody's going to go home the 15U World Series champion. And there are a lot of teams vying for the right. You've got 5 pools of 4. 20 teams, and only one will emerge as the World Series champion. 1-2 offering to Briard. Pops it up on the infield. And calling everybody off to make the catch is Johansson. And that will put it into the top of the second, but not before 9 runs played. 12-zip Monroe as we go to the bottom of the inning.
In Morristown, at the Best Western Plus Morristown Conference Center Hotel. When checking in, be sure to show your Best Western Rewards card and earn points. And make yourself at home in their spacious lobby, plenty of seating room, and a large screen TV await. Enjoy complimentary hot breakfast served from 6 to 10 each day, where you can make your own waffle in the breakfast room. For your comfort, you'll find kitchenettes, suites, king and queen size beds, a dining table, a work desk, and a chair and LCD televisions in their rooms. They also have accommodations for conferences, banquets, and meetings. The Oakwood Room can accommodate up to 160 guests. The Cherokee Room is perfect for a business retreat and can accommodate up to 80 guests. Audiovisual equipment and catering are available to make your event special. Just give them a call to check rates and book one of their meeting or banquet rooms today. The Best Western Plus Morristown Conference Center Hotel.
Ozark, a quaint southern town in southeast Alabama, home of Fort Rucker, the world's largest helicopter training facility, and the Army Aviation Museum. While you're in Ozark, enjoy unique shopping and dining. Visit our beautifully manicured downtown square, home of Claybank Jamboree and the Ozark Crawdad and Music Festival. Relax at Ed Lisenby Lake with its excellent fishing and 3-mile walking and birding trail. But no baseball enthusiast can leave Ozark without visiting historic Eagle Stadium, built in 1946. Come enjoy Ozark.
Leading off, number 15, Josiah Purnell.
Bottom of the second, Josiah Purnell starting things off. Jacob Walker, Greg Johansson, 2 up in the inning, 2. Swing and a miss. After a 9-run top of the second. Monroe now with a 12-zip lead. Outside with the pitch, and the count evens at 1. Jacob White fouled away, 1-2 by center fielder Josiah Purnell. We are in Pool B play. West Georgia, Taylor Rehoboth of Alabama, Mendenhall of Mississippi, and the Monroe, Louisiana squad. Swing, a miss, and out will go Purnell. 1 down for Jacob Walker.
Now batting, number 10, Jacob Walker.
Pool A, Wiregrass Cards, Chester County, Tennessee, Havana, Florida, Ruston, Louisiana. Pool C, Charlotte County, Virginia, Calhoun, Louisiana, Greenbrier, Tennessee, North Charleston, South Carolina. D has DeQuincy, Louisiana, West Seminole, Florida, Cana, Virginia, Enterprise, Alabama in it. And Pool E, Gonzales, Louisiana, Jolson, Tennessee, Mississippi Elite, and the host Ozark. 0-1 pitch. Walker thought about it. I'm not sure that it was the swing or the placement of the pitch that got the strike, but 0-2 on Walker. Greg Johansson moving to the on-deck circle. Just barely missing outside. 4 games today at Wallace Community College. Here's the 1-2 offering. Into the strike zone, looking is Walker. K number 4 in the game for Jacob White. And there's 2 down for Greg Johansson. Top of the order, moving to the on-deck circle. Here's the Jacob White opening pitch. It comes in low. Monroe starts the third with their fourth spot. Chase Bernard, then Brian Williamson and Balin Sorensen coming to the plate. Right-hander Johansson steps in, takes the pitch, pops it to shallow center field, backtracking a bit. Coley will catch up with it, make the out. It's a 3-up, 3-down, bottom of the second. We go to the third, 12-zip score. The advantage belongs to the visiting squad out of Louisiana.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Are looking to buy or sell property, a business, or a brand new home in South Alabama or Northwest Florida, then contact Merrifield Pilcher Realty. With over 60 years of combined real estate experience, the professional team of realtors at Merrifield Pilcher Realty is ready to go to work for you. Call today at 850-892-9650.
Top of the third, mid part of the order. Chase Bernard starting things off. Brian Williamson, Balin Sorensen, 2 up in the inning, 2. A 12-zip Monroe, Louisiana lead. After West Georgia goes 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the second. Chase Bernard has popped out the second, reached on an error and scored a run. Drives this one up the middle. And the leadoff single has Monroe in business to begin the third.
Now batting, number 33, Brian Williamson.
Brian Williamson, a couple of singles, an RBI, and a run scored. Balin Sorensen to the on-deck circle. A runner at first in the third. Monroe already leading by 12. Outside with the opening pitch from Johansson. Goes over to first with the throw, and the throwing mistake has got Bernard to second, and he's not stopping there. Boy, he's full speed ahead. Finally puts that foot off the accelerator and pulls into third. The throwing mistake has got Bernard 90 feet from home. Brian Williamson now with an RBI opportunity. Stepped into the box with a base runner at first. Now with a chance to drive in a run. Outside with the pitch from Johansson. That is the 4th West Georgia error of the game. Opening game saw Ruston, Louisiana commit 6 mistakes. Williamson, a pitch right down the middle, lays off the toss and probably now wishes he hadn't. 3-1. Fouled away, it goes full at 3-2. Balin Sorensen moving to the on-deck circle. Top of the third, a 12-zip score. Bernard, the base runner, at third. And the high toss puts runners on the corners.
Batting number 4, Balin Sorensen.
Runners at first and third for Balin Sorensen. Sorensen with a sac fly to center field. and a strikeout. He's 0 for 1 with an RBI. Johansson's pitch, it is lifted towards center field. Purnell goes over, makes the catch, tagging from third, Bernard, and he will score. And Sorensen drives in his second run with a sac fly to center.
Now batting number 25, Ty Skeldon.
Well, we've got a new hitter coming in. That is Ty Skeldon. Skeldon batting in the spot that Harris occupied previously. So Skeldon in a pinch hitter's role here in the top of the third, with Williamson at first. Pitch catches the outside part of the plate. Count even at 1. Harris, when he was batting in the 7th spot, had popped out the short and single. Inside on Skeldon. 2-1. Brendan Searles moving to the on-deck circle. Wide of the plate, 3-1. Williamson at first, 1 gone, 13 zip Monroe. Johansson's pitch caught the corner. And the count runs full at 3-2. The right-hander back into the box, the righty back up onto the bump. Here's the payoff pitch. Outside and back-to-back walks. Well, not back-to-back. In between you have the sac fly, but a couple of walks, have a couple of runners on.
Now batting number 99, J.D. Evans.
And Monroe continuing to go to their bench. J.D. Ebbets coming to the plate. One gone, Ebbets batting, couple of base runners on. Skeldon at first, Williamson is at second. Johansson's pitch high. And it is 1-0. Should I mention the clouds beginning to build? I've been told no. So forget that I said anything about something building. High pitch again. Two 2-0 on Ebbets. Brendan Searles had popped out and singled, driven in a run and scored a run in the 8th spot. Ebbets batting now. That's too far inside. And Johansson pitch outside of the strike zone, away from loading things up. .30 pitch. That was a good looking toss. Here is the 3-1 offering. Ebbets awaits, and it's behind Ebbets. Base is full.
Now batting number 1, Grant Monroe.
Grant Mangren coming to the plate, and I don't know that he'll face Johansson. Coach coming out of the dugout from West Georgia. And let's see if we got a new pitcher coming in after 3 walks in the inning. Haven't seen the baseball transfer hands yet, though, to indicate a new guy. Bases loaded here in the top of the third. And we're making the assumption a change is coming, and there it is. New pitcher coming in. 13-zip Monroe lead. Back with a new guy and a look at the old one right after this. Well, we break right in the middle of the break to come back to play. It is Johansson still on the hill. The change was not to pull Johansson. It was to take Alex Sierra from right field and put Damian Cobb in. So Cobb now in right. And Johansson will face Mangrum. Mangrum floats it towards center field, and Purnell will make the catch. Williamson tags, comes home. Throw will go to center field. That will not get Eberts. He is safely there. 2-3 goes Skeldon. And now a couple of base runners aboard after the Mangrum sac fly. Back to the top of the order, Patrick Coley, making his 4th plate appearance in 3 innings. Has singled, tripled, and doubled. Well, if you can produce the home run, looking at the cycle for Coley. If you're going to send it out of the park as a 15-year-old in this park, I'm going to be very, very impressed. Outside with the pitch, 3-0. 3:47 to left. 3:23 to right. The Gabs 3:55 to right, 3:79 to left. And you want it out of the park in center field, you got to smack it about 400 feet. Walk issued to Coley. And the base is loaded for Luke Curtis. Curtis has reached on an error, singled and walked. Scored twice, driven in 1, stolen a base 2. And now coach coming out, and this time we assume it is indeed to get Johansson. And it is. New pitcher coming in when we return to Ozark. We're in the top of the third. Bases are loaded. Couple of runs in, an all-important run over at third for Monroe. If they plate that run, they get in Skelton. It becomes a 15-run lead after 3, and that's one of the mercy rule triggers. So obviously West Georgia wants to play more baseball than 3. So they've sent Talon Hutchinson to the mound to face Luke Curtis.
Talon Hutchinson.
Curtis has reached on an error and singled. He has scored twice, stolen a base and driven in 1. Has the bases full here in the top of the third.
Luke Curtis.
Daniel Briard moving to the on-deck circle. First Hutchinson pitch. Popped up. On the infield. And there the catch is made for out number 3.
Pitch count 1. Pitch count
So Hutchinson
1.
throws 1. Curtis flies out. Top of the third comes to an end with the bases loaded. We are headed to the bottom of the inning in a 14-zip contest.
In Moorestown, at the Best Western Plus Moorestown Conference Center Hotel. When checking in, be sure to show your Best Western Rewards card and earn points. And make yourself at home in their spacious lobby, plenty of seating room, and a large screen TV await. Enjoy complimentary hot breakfast served from 6 to 10 each day, where you can make your own waffle in the breakfast room. For your comfort, you'll find kitchenettes, suites, king and queen size beds, a dining table, a work desk, and a chair, and LCD televisions in their rooms. They also have accommodations for conferences, banquets, and meetings. The Oakwood Room can accommodate up to 160 guests. The Cherokee Room is perfect for a business retreat and can accommodate up to 80 guests. Audio-visual equipment and catering are available to make your event special. Just give them a call to check rates and book one of their meeting or banquet rooms today. The Best Western Plus Moorestown Conference Center Hotel.
He's got running room. Infield kicks it in. 40. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone. It is a
the country. Look out, he could be gone.
Mousy, you're waiting for Sergi throw, and that got it. She's been the head coach, so she's done her part for the season series. And Robinson will get some much-deserved high fives over on the bench.
That was a great hit. Right here on JockJive.com.
Miller dropping into 3.
Breaking ball. High drive. Right center field. For the triangle it goes.
Popped up over into foul territory, and Murdoch, did he make? Murdoch looking for another TD toss. He's got it. Touchdown. New pitcher on the hill. It is Austin Jensen tossing the balls and strikes after a couple of innings of work for the starter, Jacob White. He's faced one, Alex Scarborough, during the commercial break, and Scarborough wrapped into the 5-3. And Damian Cobb coming to the plate, batting in the spot previously occupied by Alex Sierra. Starting pitcher Jacob White worked a pair of innings, faced 9, struck out 4, no walks, and 1 hit allowed, did not allow a run. And here we are in the home half of the third, pitches inside on Cobb. 3-1, Austin Stevenson to the on-deck circle. One away, nobody aboard. And a strike delivered, and the count will run full on Cobb. Cobb came in as a defensive substitution in the top of the third, replacing Sierra in right field, and now replaces him at the plate as well. Here is the payoff pitch from Jensen. Into the dirt, and Cobb is given a walk. So West Georgia gets a base runner here in the bottom part of the third. Cobb is walked. Austin Stevenson coming to the plate. Austin Stevenson reached on an error at third in the first. And speaking of third, got a new guy over on the bag. That is Ty Skeldon. Skeldon came in and batted for Harris in the third and stays over at third to play defensively in the bottom part of the inning. Another pitch outside of the strike zone, 1-0. Jalik DeMar to the on-deck circle. It is hit in the direction of third, but foul. And the count will even up at 1. 20 teams, and everybody playing 3 games. So you are looking at a lot of games. I think 34 in all to be played over the course of 4 days. Most of them here, but some at Wallace Community College in Dothan. But when we get to bracket play, everything moves here. On the outside part of the plate, 1-2, it goes to Stevenson. Dixie Baseball, I believe 11 states in the Southeast represented in the league. Here, 20 teams representing those 11 states. Fluttered over into right field. And a base hit to go along with a walk as a couple of base runners on for West Georgia.
Now batting, number 4, Jalik DeMar.
Jalik DeMar had a single in the first, comes to the plate with a couple of base runners on for West Georgia in the bottom of the third. I mentioned that the third inning triggers one of the mercy rules, that's 15. The fourth triggers another, I believe it is 12. So Monroe is already above that 12-run lead here, wanting timeout. DeMar didn't get it, so he takes a cut at the first pitch from Jensen. Sending it foul over to the right side. A couple of base runners on, one away. Monroe, Louisiana, second Louisiana team of the day here at Eagle Stadium. Ruston played in the opening game. DeMar hits it to short, to second for one. It's dropped. Should have been an out at second, but dropped by Curtis. And West Georgia will load it up in the bottom of the third.
Batting, number 12. Talon Hutchinson.
Talon Hutchinson, maybe the possibility of turning the double play, though I think DeMar was going to get to first safely regardless, but thought he had the sure out at second. The drop, though, loads things up with one away for Hutchinson. Kyle McFadden to the on-deck circle. Fouled off by Hutchinson, 0-1. Kyle McFadden to the on-deck circle. 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. And Hutchinson drops into an 0-2 hole with the bases full. DeMar at first, Stevenson at second, Cobb is at third. Here's the 0-2. Trying to work that corner. And goes a little wide with the pitch, could not get Hutchinson to bite. Here's the 1-2 offering. Swing and a miss, Hutchinson out, number 2. For Jansen, it's his first strikeout of the game. For Monroe pitching, it's their 5th. And there's 2 away for Kyle McFadden.
Now batting, number 31, Kyle McFadden.
McFadden lined out to short of the first. As the bases full, sends it over to first. Williamson's got it, gets to the bag, and McFadden out, number 3. Bases left loaded as we head to the 4th on JockJive Sports.
20, pitch count 20. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to remind you.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Your stay in Moorestown at the Best Western Plus Moorestown Conference Center Hotel. When checking in, be sure to show your Best Western Rewards card and earn points. And make yourself at home in their spacious lobby, plenty of seating room, and a large screen TV await. Enjoy complimentary hot breakfast served from 6 to 10 each day, where you can make your own waffle in the breakfast room. For your comfort, you'll find kitchenettes, suites, king and queen size beds, a dining table, a work desk, and a chair, and LCD televisions in their rooms. They also have accommodations for conferences, banquets, and meetings. The Oakwood Room can accommodate up to 160 guests. The Cherokee Room is perfect for a business retreat and can accommodate up to 80 guests. Audio-visual equipment and catering are available to make your event special. Just give them a call to check rates and book one of their meeting or banquet rooms today. The Best Western Plus Morristown Conference Center Hotel.
Just about all white, Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Top of the 4th, 14-zip game, and already Monroe is out in front enough in the 4th to trip one of the mercy rule triggers. And they're trying to add more before going to the bottom part of the inning. Hinton Roberts is batting here in the 4th to lead things off, batting in the spot previously occupied by Briard, and he flies out to right field and nearly popped out of the mid of Damian Cobb.
Jace Bernard.
Jace Bernard with one away. Brian Williamson to the on-deck circle. Bernard has popped out, reached on an error, and singled. He is 1 for 2 with a couple of runs scored. It is another game that's seen a number of errors. There were 8 in the opening game, 6 from Ruston and a couple from Wiregrass. There have been 7 in this one. Pitches inside on Bernard. Talon Hutchinson in after Greg Johansson worked an inning, faced 10, no strikeouts, 5 walks, 2 hits given up, and he allowed a pair of runs. Fouled away by Bernard. Well, let's see, the grill is smoking, so that means the hamburgers and the other forms of meat being grilled on the grill here, and there's really no reason to go anywhere else to have your lunch or your evening meal. Some great food here, and I'm assuming that it's still proceeds go to Carroll High. All right, so you'll want to come here, get some great food, and you're helping out the baseball program at Carroll High School. The Eagles, who get proceeds and benefits from the concession stand. Popped up, shallow center. Purnell charging in, and he will make the catch on the run for out number 2. Two gone and nobody aboard. Brian Williamson, 2 for 2. 2 runs scored, 1 driven in, has walked as well. It has been a perfect day at the plate. And Williamson trying to continue the perfection. Hutchinson missing outside. Well, if you're looking at time limits, we're still about a half hour away from the hour 50 mark in this one. Monroe hoping to trigger a mercy rule. West Georgia hoping to rally in the bottom of the 4th. 2-0 pitch. Into left field. That is a base hit for Brian Williamson. And Monroe's had base runners every inning and has plated runs every inning. Got 3 in the first, 9 in the second, 2 in the third.
Sorensen.
Juan Carlos Vazga is now the left fielder for West Georgia, as the pitcher's behind Sorensen. One ball, no strikes. Get Juan's name in the book. Sorensen, a couple of sac flies. He's produced runs with 1 to center field in the first, 1 to center field in the third, in between a strikeout. Pitch goes outside, and Williamson goes to second. In scoring position for Sorensen. Sorensen awaiting the 2-0 toss from Hutchinson. Outside of the strike zone. 3 balls, no strikes. Sorensen. A sac fly in the first. Struck out as the middle out in the second. A sac fly in the third. Here's the 3-0 offering. Finds the strike zone from Hutchinson. Base runner at second, Williamson. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Trying to bring him on the outside part of the plate. Goes a little wide with the toss, and Sorensen is given a walk. So a couple of base runners on for Monroe. Ty Skeldon coming to the plate. Skeldon pinch hit for Harris in the third. Walked, got to third, stranded there. came in defensively for Harris at third, and now he's solidly at that 7 spot and will bat as the 5th hitter in the 4th inning with a couple of base runners on. Hutchinson's pitch, missing a bit inside. 2 gone, 2 on, 14-zip lead Monroe over West Georgia here at historic Eagle Stadium, Ozark, Alabama. 1-0 pitch into the dirt. DeMar keeping it in front of him, meaning base runners hold. Clouds building, but nothing looking ominous yet. 2-0 pitch. Stays upstairs, 3-0. Bottom of the 4th, bottom third of the order due up for West Georgia. Josiah Purnell, Jacob Walker, Greg Johansson. All scheduled to come to the plate. Hutchinson with a 3-0. Skeldon waiting. Takes one on the inside part of the plate, 3-1. $12 o'clock matchup here. Charlotte County, Virginia taking on North Charleston, South Carolina. North Charleston, South Carolina, historically great teams year in, year out. And they'll battle Charlotte County. It is fouled away. And 3-2 the pitch count. 2 o'clock, Calhoun, Louisiana, Greenbrier, Tennessee. 4 o'clock, Jolton, Tennessee, and the Mississippi Elites. Ozark and Gonzales, Louisiana, coming up at 7:30 tonight. In between, you've got your opening ceremony slated for about 6 o'clock this evening. Three balls, couple of strikes. Skeldon awaits. Hutchinson comes, sets, delivers, wrapped foul, and it stays 3-2. Eberts has moved to the on-deck circle. 2 on, 2 gone in the 4th. 14-run lead. Monroe, Louisiana. Payoff pitch. High fly ball. That will hit and drop. Williamson in to score. Sorensen rounding third. He will come home 2. At second is Skeldon with a double that drives in a pair. And Monroe builds that lead to 16.
Now batting number 99, J.D. Evans.
Emmets with Skeldon at third. Second at bat for Emmets, came in an inning ago and walked. Batting here in the 4th with a base runner in scoring position. Here's the 1-0 offering. Outside 2-0. By the way, did I mention congratulations to San Antonio? We've been covering the Florida Dixie Youth Baseball AAA, Ozone, and T-Ball state tournaments down in Sebring. I got back in last night, but the AAA portion actually extended into this morning, and San Antonio beats Hardy in 4. 2-1 pitch. Emmets got a piece of it, fouled it off, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone, 2 in. Base runner on bag 2. 2 nines on the back of Emmets. And a lot of 2s mixed in there. Outside with the pitch, count runs full. Mangrum is on deck. Payoff pitch. It's outside, and the walk issued to Emmets. So a couple of base runners on as Grant Mangrum comes to the plate. Mangrum has doubled, he's singled, he's sacked, has scored a couple of runs, has driven in one. 2 for 2, 2 runs scored, an RBI for the 9-hitter. Outside with a pitch from Hutchinson. And that hole has gotten noticeably deeper for West Georgia. Now you're looking at having to play 5 runs in the bottom part of the inning just to send it to the 5th. Count even at 1 on Mangrum. Gentle breeze blowing across the diamond from right to left. Hutchinson's 1-1 way upstairs. And it is 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Outside again, 3-1. And Hutchinson a pitch away from loading things up here in the top of the 4th. Outside, it's full. Skeldon goes to third. Emmets is at second. Mangrum, the base runner, at first. And we're back to the top of the order as Parker Coley comes to the plate.
Parker Coley.
Coley has singled, tripled, doubled, and walked. Driven in 3, scored twice. It's been a big day at the plate for Coley. And he laces that one foul over towards his coach in the box over at third. Coach got a smile on his face, but he's thinking, I'm going to keep an eye on that fella. That got there quickly. And it is 0-1 on Coley. Luke Curtis moving to the on-deck circle. The 8th at-bat in the 4th. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Just missed outside. A ball, a strike, a couple of outs. Too far inside, 2-1. Base is full. 3 runs in the first, 9 in the second, 2 in the third. 2 have played thus far in the 4th for Monroe. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It is popped up. Shallow center, back onto the grass and drop. Shortstop Austin Stevenson not able to bring it in to score is Skeldon, in to score is Searles. Mangrum is at second, and Coley now at first. And that is going to be charged as an error.
Curtis.
And now you're looking at a West Georgia squad that's got to score 7 runs in the bottom part of the inning to extend the game. High with a pitch to Luke Curtis. Well, don't forget about following us on Facebook and Twitter. If you haven't already done so, love to have you as a friend and follower. And yes, we keep you updated with score schedules and more. If there are weather delays and the like, then you get that information. Into the dirt with a throw that gets Mangrum to third and Coley to second. But we do like those numbers. You know, lots of followers, lots of friends. And I think we're only about 120 away from 11,000 Facebook likes. So you can open up a brand new browser. Don't have to close out the one that's got the game coverage. Another pitch outside to Curtis. Just open up that browser and go to Facebook, put JockJive Sports in the search engine, Twitter, and put @JockJive. And while you're at it, might as well subscribe to our YouTube channel. Over the head of Curtis. And the walk has again loaded things up.
Now batting, number 11, Hinton Roberts.
And that's going to be it for Hutchinson. West Georgia with another pitching change here in the top of the fourth. Back with the new guy after this. Got a new guy on the hill. It is Josiah Purnell coming in from center field. Talon Hutchinson will go to center. Bases are loaded. A total of 4 runs played in here in the inning. It is an 18-zip Monroe lead. And West Georgia's just trying to get out of the top of the fourth. And there was a point in this game where you thought, well, the time was not going to be an issue. Well, we're not that far away from time limit 2. So you've got mercy rule, you've got time limits, you've got lots of things that could wrap the game up a little bit early. It is not a game that's going to go 7. And it is probably not a game that's going to go to the 5th. Hit to second, that will go into center field. Mangrum comes in to score. Coley does too. Runners at first and third. And that is going to be charged as an E4. Curtis at third. Briard, or actually Roberts, batting for Briard over at first. Fouled off to the right side by Bernard.
Jace Bernard.
Bernard has popped out, reached on an error. He is singled. He's flown out again. 1 for 3. And has scored a pair of runs. Briar Williamson to the on-deck circle. Purnell's pitch. Hit to short, another base hit. Curtis will come in from third and score. Roberts goes to second. Bernard, the base runner, at first.
Now batting number 33, Briar Williamson.
Briar Williamson with a couple of base runners on. Williamson 3 for 3 with 3 runs scored and RBI. He's stolen a base too. Takes a pitch low and inside from Purnell. Balin Sorensen has moved to the on-deck circle. Inside toss. Purnell a glance to the base runner at first. That is Bernard. It is sent foul over towards third, 2-1. Well, it's starting to look like the noontime game may not begin at noon. This one got underway just a little past 10. And it apparently is going to be just a tad past 12 before the noontime game gets underway. Foul off again, 2-2 on Williamson. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone, 2 on. 7 have scored in the inning. It's a 21-zip lead. Here's the Purnell 2-2 pitch. Popped up. Shallow left. Onto the grass. Stevenson. He can't get to it. Roberts will come in and score. Bernard to second. And that is another error. If I am reading the scoreboard right, that is 9 West Georgia errors. And Balin Sorensen will come to the plate with a couple of base runners on at first and second. Outside with the Purnell pitch. Sorensen, a couple of sac flies, a walk and a strikeout. Couple of pitches outside of the strike zone. 0-2 on Sorensen. Ty Skeldon has moved to the on-deck circle. That one caught the inside part of the plate. Scarborough got the start for West Georgia. Johansson came in. Hutchinson relieved Johansson. And now Purnell in, and the count 3-1. Three-1 offering. It is low and away. And the guys wearing dark blue have loaded things up.
Now batting, number 25, Ty Skeldon.
Ty Skeldon to the plate. Came in the third, walked, got a double in the fourth earlier, and now has got himself another base hit. Bernard comes in and scores. Williamson does too. Sorensen goes to third. Over at first is Skeldon. And a 2 RBI base hit for Skeldon. Not a bad day for a guy that didn't come into the game until the third inning, and he's got 4 RBIs. High with the pitch. Searles batting in I think it is a 24-zip score. I see 23-zip on our scoreboard here. I've got 24-0. Runners at first and third. Skeldon at first. Sorensen, the base runner, at third. Searles batting. And the pitch is out of the strike zone. Into the dirt outside from Purnell. Grant Mangrum moving to the on-deck circle. So you know the task we've charged you with? I mean, you don't have to. Walk issue to Searles. Facebook, Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. By the way, if you want a copy of this game, $5 will get you a download. Email info@jockjive.com. info@jockjive.com. Mangrum, fly ball to Vegas in left field, and that's going to drop in as a base hit. And now for Monroe, it's just station to station. Sorensen will come in. Base is still full. We go back to the top of the order. Base is full. Pitch into the dirt to Coley. Skeldon at third. Searles is at second. Mangrum at first. Coley batting. And that one smacked towards left field. That's going to drop in fair and roll towards the corner. And well, now there's not a real big effort to plate runs for Monroe. Skeldon will come in. Searles will. Mangrum could have headed to third. Stops at second. Coley with a single that drives in two more.
Now batting number 5, Luke Curtis.
And Luke Curtis coming to the plate. And Coach has come out of the dugout for West Georgia, and he may be saying, you know what, 27 or the 26, whichever scoreboard is right, mine on the board here. That's a lot. And DeMar going to the dugout. DeMar is the catcher who's been behind the plate for the duration of the top of the fourth. So apparently it's not a matter of closing out the game. It's a matter of, I guess, getting a new catcher. He spent a lot of time behind the plate. Vegas had come to the dugout thinking that either the game or the inning was over. And he will go back out to left field. And we may have somebody new coming to the bump. We will see. 2 gone, top of the fourth. Nope, I guess it is all for the purpose of getting somebody new behind the plate, and that somebody new, I believe, is going to be Greg Johansson. And it is indeed Johansson. Purnell will stay on the bump. Runners at second and third. Luke Curtis, who reached on an error, singled, walked, popped out to the pitcher and walked again. Coming to the plate once more, and I think Curtis is batting from the opposite side of the plate. I believe Curtis was on the other side his previous at-bat, so he will switch to the left side and take a pitch outside from Purnell. Swing and a miss. And, yeah, that's a different side of the plate for Curtis. One ball, one strike. Curtis reached on an error, scored in the first. Single, drove in a run, stole a base, scored a run in the second. Later in the second, walked. In the third, popped out. In the fourth, walked, and now batting again in the fourth. He is the 18th hitter in the inning. Reaches out, can't connect. And 2 are left on. 27 zip. Monroe, we go to the bottom of the fourth. We're in the bottom of the fourth, 27 zip score Monroe. We are 1 hour and 50 minutes in, and this one is wrapped into left field, and Purnell will lead off the fourth for West Georgia with a single.
Now batting number 10, Jacob.
So a base runner gets on as Jacob Walker comes to the plate. Greg Johansson moves to the on-deck circle. Purnell over at first. The new pitcher is Grant Mangrum. As a strike catches the outside part of the plate to Walker. Mangrum relieving Austin Jensen, who worked an inning. Faced 6, struck out 1. No walks, a couple of hits given up. Swing and a miss by Walker, an 0-2 count. Monroe with a 27-zip lead here in the bottom of the fourth. In a game that's going to go the distance time-wise. As out goes Walker. Walker struck out looking in the second, swinging in the fourth. And there's one gone for Greg Johansson. Alex Scarborough moving to the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss. Actually, this is Vegas or Vesca. It is difficult to see the lineup card provided by West Georgia. But he comes in batting in the spot previously occupied by Greg Johansson. A ball, a strike, and out, a base runner. Here in the bottom of the fourth, Alex Scarborough, the on-deck circle into the strike zone. And it's 1-2. Monroe pitching has spanned 5, 4 by White, 1 by Jensen. And actually 1 by Mangrum, so 6, and now make it 7. Two going, back to the top of the order, Alex Scarborough.
Number 27, Alex Scarborough.
Well, it would take a 16-run fourth to get it to the fifth, but then it doesn't matter because we have reached the 1 hour 50-minute mark. So this one is gone the time limit anyway. So a couple of games this morning, and both have gone the max 1 hour 50 plus. The inside pitch to even the count at 1 on Scarborough, who reached on an error in the first and ground into a 5-3 in the third. Wind picking up a bit, blowing into the face of the hitter now. 1-1 pitch. Runner goes, strike delivered. Purnell safe. Got the stolen base and now in scoring position. One ball, couple of strikes on Scarborough. Damian Cobb on deck, hoping for an opportunity next. Here's the 1-2 offering from Mangrum. It is hit towards second. And then it is bobbled by Curtis. So Purnell gets a base runner to third on the E4. Well, this is the West Georgia squad that loaded things up in the first, so they are certainly capable of putting base runners on. Despite the goose egg, they have gotten base runners in 3 of the 4 innings and have gotten base runners to third in 3 of the 4 innings. Damian Cobb walked back in the third. Pitch is too tall for Mangrum. Austin Stevenson to the on-deck circle. On the outside part of the plate, it is 0-2 to Cobb. No balls, couple of strikes, 2 gone. Base runner at third in Purnell. At first in Scarborough. As the pitch misses and the count runs even. "13 errors, 22 hits in the game on the outside part of the plate." Thought the scoreboard was accurate with 1 and 2, but apparently not. It was apparently a 2-1 count prior. So now it is even at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Cobb. Here's the pitch. There's the swing. There's the game.
Pitch count 18. Pitch count
Couple of base
18.
runners left on as this one goes final. It is a 27-zip win. Monroe knocking off West Georgia. In pool play, we are roughly 20 minutes away from getting game number 3 underway, so we cut out early. It is final, 27-zip. Monroe beating West Georgia. Thanks for watching. I'm Robert Williamson. All of us at JockJive Sports.
Opening ceremonies will be at 7:30. So be sure to be here at 6:30.